The World Future Energy Summit.
Transforming the energy of our planet.
Right, let's turn our attention to WEFES, the World Future Energy Summit 2026, which is very much on the horizon. And it couldn't come at a more critical time. A lot of conversations taking place with regards to energy and where we're going to get our energy from moving forward, but also energy strategies as well. Javier is the CEO of Mitsubishi Power EMEA. He's also CEO and president of Mitsubishi Power EMEA. And he's been kind enough to join us here in the studio to further this discussion. Why? Because the UAE's energy outlook for 2026 is important. The world is basically watching. Javier, thank you so much indeed for joining us. Thanks for joining us live on a Wednesday morning.
Thank you, Tom. Great to be here in Dubai.
Listen, we've seen COP recently. We've seen other summits. We've seen a lot of international scrutiny, a lot of people talking about speed of transition and putting those plans into place as well. You suggest that the main argument here needs to be resilience. Why is that going to shape the UAE's energy strategy?
I mean, definitively, thank you for that one. The investment in energy, the growth of energy means economic growth for people, for the society. So we need to make sure that that growth of the economy is reliable, is giving security to people and doesn't collapse at certain moments. So we are, as a technology company, we are fully boosting the technologies that enable renewables to win. And to win the renewables, you need to back them up. And that's the concept of resilience. So when the sun is not enough, I mean, today we have a foggy day in Dubai. Of course, after 6, it's going to be dark. When it's not windy enough, we need to have the lights on. And we were listening to you and to Brandy about the AI situation globally. The UAE is one of the future champions in AI investment as well. And I can tell you everything related to new developments of technology, storage of data, artificial intelligence. You require a huge amount of energy that has to be reliable, available, and affordable for 99.9% of the time, meaning all the time. So, and that's the word we use, the engineers, is the resilience. It's not only to be 100% available, it needs to be protected from any disturbance.
How do you, especially when it comes to the UAE, it's going to be interesting, these comments take the discussions down at the World Future Energy Summit. Obviously, the UAE renowned for oil and gas and its reliance on oil and gas. And yet we've seen the expansion into solar energy in recent times and huge investments there. How do you read the balance between the two?
I mean, definitely, I'm delighted to be here, as I can tell you that this region has been, as you mentioned, in the hydrocarbons, in the oil and gas, has been the energy hub globally for 20, 30, 40 years. And is investing into transforming itself in the energy hub for the future. That's why this World Future Energy Summit has such a catchy name, in the sense that UAE has doubled the amount of renewables from 2019 to 2022, so during the COVID period, and is planning to triple again over the double figures up to 2030. So we are talking about humongous amount of investment in renewable energy that I can tell you that every time you invest in a megawatt, a kilowatt, or a gigawatt of renewable energy, you are going to need a megawatt, a kilowatt, or a gigawatt of backup power, of resiliency and security backup systems. And that's why UAE is building enough renewables to be able to lead the energy transition, and is building enough backup to be able to be resilient, so that those renewables, when the grid is not needing them, can be utilized to be exported, so that you can export clean electrons and clean molecules from this hub. So it has the chance, UAE, to become the hub of the new energy mix.
It's interesting you mentioned the R word, resilience. With resilience comes reliability and, of course, stability. You know, the fact that people can rely on their energy sources. Does oil and gas and the critical role that oil and gas plays here, whilst rather than putting it to one side, does that bring that sort of grid stability and the ability to be a little bit more flexible as well?
I mean, definitively, as when we have a grid that relies more and more in renewables, I can tell you the direction of the grid is going opposite to what you just said. It's getting less resilient, less flexible, less resistance to disturbances. So you need to have that. Today's oil and gas, I would say natural gas, and tomorrow is going to be a mix of natural gas and zero carbon molecules like hydrogen or ammonia. In this region is going to be hydrogen because of the hydrogen coming out of solar power. And you're going to have the green hydrogen that can be blended in the equipment that today and tomorrow is going to be burning natural gas, but the day after tomorrow is going to be burning hydrogen. So when you have solar, to give you an example, Tom, you have from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. you have solar, but there are a lot of times when there are clouds, you need to come bring the gas-fired power plants, giving power generation fully reliable, covering the gaps, covering the valleys, covering the times that solar is not filling, and when sun is down and the sunset is coming, then the gas takes over. But then that gas is only going to be running 2/3 or half of the time because solar is covering the rest of the part. Then you put additional blending of clean zero carbon molecules. Then you get your energy transition without giving up the resilience. Without resilience, we are lost. And well, we discussed before this interview that, I come from Spain with this beautiful accent and this name. I mean, you know what happened 9 months ago. We were very proud and very sad as well to be the first, let's say, G20 economy to have the major blackout in the Iberia Peninsula. I tell you, I was in London when it happened, and I was traveling that evening here to Dubai for a big event. And they told us in London, Spain is down, south of France is down, Portugal is down. We thought, what happens? Definitely resilience. We were concerned that it was something going to be spread. Well, it was simply relied on too much one source instead of looking at the system design. So you need to have your solar, you need to have your wind, and you need to have all the systems that enable you to survive if the solar and the wind are not performing. And that's what the UAE, with all the know-how, I mean, that's very important, the know-how of the people and of the companies in the UAE is able to leapfrog to become that energy hub, resilience focus.
And Mitsubishi Power, obviously synonymous with advanced gas turbines and turbine technology. Surely that's something that you'll be discussing in more details come WEFES. Important that these are the subjects that are discussed amongst companies at WEFES next year.
Definitely. I mean, let's say that as a society, we have already decided we want to fully go ahead with the energy transition and decarbonize to a net zero as soon as possible. UAE is leading this region with a net zero target of 2050. I mean, that's, I tell you, in the rest of the region are having that target later. So it's taking an advance, is the number one in the career, let's say, in the race. And what we're going to be talking at the WFES is how to make it happen, not being idealistic, not putting ideology over technology. So what we are bringing with turbine technology is the technology that has been developed by human engineers to the top of the know-how of the science to be able to have fully reliable, fully resilient, fully flexible power generation and enabling solar and wind to be adopted. And that's going to be the discussion.
And that's what the industry needs at the moment is practicality, practical solutions. Javier Cavada bringing those solutions to the table, as he will do, of course, to WEFES next year. Javier, can't thank you enough for your time today. Thanks so much indeed. Javier Cavada is the CEO and the president of Mitsubishi Power EMEA region.